Hello everyone and welcome to Nail 3D. So in this video I'm going to try prompt engineering and scripting for Motion Builder using AI. And 8 months ago I did this test with the playground of ChatGPT 3.5. That was a level I think. And it wasn't really very successful. All the code that was written by AI was like leans towards the Maya scripting, not Motion Builder specific. So yeah, that wasn't very useful. But now, since this time, there was a lot of changes and new models appear. Like we have GPT-4 chat now, and we have Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which are also doing quite well job on the iterating on the code and scripting. So yeah, I would like to try new LLM models, but I will do this now in a more smarter way, not like we did previously, like I was doing some writing, chatting with the AI, and then copy paste the code and pass into script editor in MotionBuilder, run it. No, this time I would like to do like more real-time iteration in the code, prompt engineering, editing the code, and see the result. And for doing this, I'm going to use VSCode. So this one is the open source editor for the code and redefining, which has a tons of extensions, but we're particularly interested in one extension, which is created and shared by Neil Soderman and calls MotionBuilder-utils. So if we open VS Code and type in the extension market Motion Builder, we have these utils here, and we could install into our VS Code. So in Motion Builder, actually if we go to the preferences in the Python, we will see that by default even, the sever and allow network connections always on. So what does it mean is that you can send some Python lines of code and that will be executed in Motion Builder immediately, right? So that means we could do some editing of the Python code, send it to Motion Builder and see a result, which is pretty cool. But I want this time to not write the code myself. I will ask AI to write the code, right? So we can, from one point, we can install some additional extensions into VS Code to work with the Claude 3.5, for example. But we have as alternative, we have a cursor editor, which is basically VS Code, but this is where everything is set up for you. So we already have integrated access to different new LLM services. So we can do this chatting with the LLM. We could use them for real-time editing and additional prompts for corrections. So this is what I'm going to use now just for this demonstration purpose. So here is the cursor application I installed on my machine, and by default when I just on the startup I have this cursor tutor project. I didn't change that. What I did is I pressed this new file and name it mobile test Python. So this is the Python code that we're going to iterate on, and this is something that we're going to send to Motion Builder. So let's first of all go to the extensions and check if this extension is installed. So it's already done by me previously, so this one is working. So let's test if this actually works, right? The next step, what I would like to do is Motion Builder is running on my machine as well. I would like to put this application side by side so that we could see the code, but we also could see the Motion Builder scene, what's going on here. And yeah, once everything is set it up, so we have this extension. So any code you type in here, you can execute it by pressing Ctrl Enter in case you have selection, or the whole file to be executed if you don't have any selection. Otherwise, alternatively, you can press Ctrl Shift P to access the command palette of VS Code. And here you can type something like Motion Builder, and there will be all commands for the Motion Builder available so that you can execute. By the way, there is also a way to browse documentation and quickly search here just directly in VS Code, which could be also quite handy. So we're mostly interested to execute now. So let's do some prompting to do the basic stuff like creating cube, right? So here I need to press Ctrl K. This is where I can start writing some instructions. And I'm going to ask create a cube in Python for Motion Builder. Right? So let's see what's going on here. So this is the import of Python FBSDK. Then we create in a cube. We assess to set it up, the scaling and translation of the cube, and then we call this method. This seems to be fine. You see, we're in iteration mode, so we didn't accept this result yet. We can put some follow-up instructions here. In my case, the errors I see here is that our cube is not visible, so we will not see it. We need to define this show equal to true. Another thing is, once we call a constructor of the cube, it's automatically registered to the scene. We don't need to do this twice and append the cube into the root model. So this is the error, it will not work. But let's execute this model as it is right now and see what happened, right? So as I said, I can select and press Ctrl Enter, and we have the error from the motion builder that in the create cube there is no duplication allowed. This is runtime error returns to us. So let's modify that, and let's say we could select everything and we could edit and say you don't need to add a new cube to the scene root model. It's already done by the constructor call. And we press enter. So it's modify, and basically it's going to remove this line, right? So this is correct. And the next line, follow-up instructions, I want to say show the cube after the creation, and press enter. So what we will do, it's going to call show equal to true after the creation, which is correct. So let's accept this result. I'm going to select this and press Ctrl Enter to send Motion Builder. Now if we go to the scene, we see the cube is appear. Yeah, this is pretty cool, right? So that works after just a few modifications. All right, let's try a bit more advanced example. So let's try this time to duplicate a cube, right? So let's do some prompting. Create a function to duplicate the selected model, right? So let's see what's going on here. This one is we take the model list, we get selected models into this model list. If it's the 0, or if it's more than 0, right? So that's correct. Then we take our original model, and then we're doing some weird stuff here. And then we're trying to say that the translation of the new duplicated model has an offset of 100 units, which is correct. But this part will not work, definitely. So let's try this. I'm going to accept this code, and let's execute it in Motion Builder. Yeah, we don't have any selection. Yeah, this is very nice check, actually, and the feedback, so that's good. So let's try again. We send to Motion Builder this code. I need to select this again, Control Enter. And we have line 35, which is basically this one. Yeah, so the clone method doesn't need to get any arguments. It's returning the duplicated model from the original one. So let's select these lines and tell that clone method doesn't have any arguments. It's returning a duplicated model. Let's see what's happened if it could understand. And yes, this one is the correct way. So we have original model, we call clone, we return it into the duplicated model, and then we rename it. I like this way. Okay, so let's see what's going on. We select this code and we send to Motion Builder, and seems to be working fine. We have this offset model. Nice, that was pretty nice. Now let's remove this and even rename the copy to have the underscore copy like a postfix, which is pretty cool, I think, for a quick scripting. right? So now let's go further and let's say make a method, function, right, to duplicate selected model to create X shape in the scene viewport. Yeah, let's see what's going on here. So basically, we're taking the original and we have some offset. It's already started correctly doing a duplication. You see, it's actually started learning from our corrections, which is pretty nice. And yeah, let's see what's going on here. Will it learn the previous experience and we'll be able to have some no errors on this execution? I'm going to press Ctrl Enter and there is no model selection. Yeah, sure. Let's select this again. Ctrl Enter. And let's see what's going on here. Oh, this is pretty nice. Well, we have 4 models. And if I scale down each of this model, they are in X shape. Nice. But what if I want a bigger X? Right? So let's remove this models cubes and let's change this duplicated method. I'm going to press edit and say modify the function to make 32 cubes, to make 32 cubes, or maybe it's not even cubes, it's any duplication, right? 32 duplicated models in a big X shape. So let's see what it will do. So it's doing some modifications. So first of all, it's doing some offset differently, and then 32 duplicates instead of 4, how it was previously. So let's accept and see what's going on here. I need to select the cube, and then I'm going to select the new code and execute. Ctrl Enter. So what we'll have a big X. Wow, that's pretty nice. I like how it works. It's much better how it was 8 months ago, definitely. That's something you can work with already, right? Yeah, you definitely need to know a little bit about FBSDK in order to correct the LLM. But once I did it previously, it started learning from my editing, which is quite impressive actually. So it's storing the context of our chatting. And the last thing I would like to try here is, because Motion Builder is more about the animation, right? So let's ask to make a function to animate this X that we have on the screen, right? So let's ask for make a function to animate duplicated models so that X shape is waving. Yeah, let's say it's waving, kind of, right? So let's see what's going on here. So we need to select all the models. And then we say we have 30 frames per second, current take. Then it's calculated time span. It will be 3 seconds of animation. Then it's taking translation animation node. It's creating animation node if it's not. I'm not sure about this thing, but okay. Then it's taking fcur and adding keys. And then it's calling key add, which is looks like correct. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So we need to select our cubes that we duplicate. That should be 32 cubes. Is it 32? We need to maybe arrange. Doesn't look like a 32 cubes. Is it really 32? 13. It's not 32. Anyway. Yeah, they're all selected. Okay. So now we have this function to animate in X-shape wave. So let's say Control Enter and see that we don't have any get all models. Get all models. Yeah, we don't have that. Let's say, please fix this arrow, because we don't have this here, right? So we just submit and see what's going on here. So we have the component list. No, but there is no method get all models. It doesn't understand this. Now have these two lines and no. Okay, maybe what I can do is get get all models is not exist. Will it be better? So we say all models is the scene components. Oh no. But do we have any filter that the model should be cube model? If you want to do it like this, okay, if you want to do it like this, that means that we need to edit and say I need not all scene components, but only components of model class. So what we'll do, okay, so that will take into array if instances FB model. Okay, let's see what it will give to us then. So let's select all this stuff that we have here and let's execute. We still have an error of create animation node if there is no attribute like this. Yeah, that's not exist. It's not called like that. Basically, we need to say if the translation is not animated, there will be no animation node. So we need to say this property set animated, as far as I remember. So this one is not a correct call. So let's edit and say create animation node is not exist in the animated property class. Please check documentation how to make property animated. Let's see what's going on here now. Set animated, yes, this one is correct. Set animated to true. So if the translation doesn't have animation node, then we set animated. That's what I told it, right? So that sounds better. Let's select and try to send to MotionBuilder again. What this time we have set animated as no attribute on the property vector 3D. Because property vector 3D is okay. But this translation should be property animatable vector 3D. So maybe we could just okay. So let me not do this manually. I'm going to edit as we're doing everything with the prompt engineering, right? So I'm going to just say, please fix this and generate. And we say model translation set animated. Okay, that's looks better. Let's try again. I'm selecting the code. Where's my code? Where is my? Did I remove something? There's something with the editor. Okay, where's my code? Here. Yeah, something is broken in my editor. I can't see beginning of the lines, looks like. Oh, yeah, now it's appeared. Good. So let's try again, Control Enter. What we'll have, is it key add doesn't match the signature, because we have the time and z value, and the signature is that we have to pass fb time, so time have to be fb time, which is correct, and then z value have to be double value, and original pose is what line is 136, this one. Okay, we can't pass 0 like this. Okay, so let's say edit. You can't pass 0 as a time. You have to pass fb time class instance. Let's see what we'll do. Okay, that's better. Let's try again. Control Enter. Math is not defined. Yeah, we could just say we can have this in. We could just import math. Okay, let be me because I'm very tired to always ask him to do something. So let's Control Enter and see if that will be executed. Now it's successfully executed. Okay, what we have on Motion Builder now? Do we have anything animated? Wow, this is great. This is waving. It's animated waving. So this is our result we have in Motion Builder, and I think it's pretty cool result so far. We definitely were able to grade something simple, but then go a little bit more advanced. It's not doing something very well, but it's storing the context, and once you fix something, it's continue using your fixes in the next functions, which is pretty nice, I think. And also LLM models, they're growing, and maybe next iterations will be even more smarter. Another thing that interesting is that you, as far as I remember, you even can put your own code in a project, and the LLM will use it in the context to learn your approaches, your code style, and maybe the way how you do some stuff in order to write a new code for you. And this sounds very powerful probably, but it definitely needs some experiments and tries in order to learn how to use it more efficiently. But it's become more and more powerful, what I can see, like compare how previously I was trying with this playground. Yeah, it's a huge difference now. You definitely can do some stuff here. Even with this real-time iterations, it's really cool, right? So yeah, hopefully the video is useful, and have a good coding, have a good prompt engineering. Good luck with that, because sometimes it's just a matter of luck and how you describe your idea and how LLM understands you. Yeah, but thank you for watching, and see you next videos. Bye.